So, have we bitten off more than we can chew? I don't know. What do you think, babe?
I don't know. Maybe. Sometimes I kind of think maybe we have. I don't know.
I don't know. Welcome to episode 5 of the Five Squad. All right, hello and welcome. And if you are watching or listening, this is episode 5 of the Five Squad. My name is Evan Andrews, and this is my spicy wife, Miss Haley Andrews.
Love that adjective.
So, how are you enjoying the podcast so far?
I think I'm loving it a lot more than I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. Well, today we're going to talk a little bit more about the podcast, why we started it, what we hope to get out of it. And hopefully, bring in our audience a little bit more into why the hell we're here right now.
Totally.
So, I have my particular reasons why I wanted to start doing this. And I know that I asked you to do it with me. So what are some of the reasons that you decided to say yes to doing that?
I don't think I had the option to say no, number one. Just kidding.
Is that how you felt?
No, totally no. Not at all. I think can you say the question again?
So why did you decide to say yes when I asked you?
I think I really wanted to get more comfortable with just talking on camera. I think, as you know, that's like the first fear of any client that you probably work with. Mm-hmm. And I know how important video is in terms of business, and that's probably the scariest thing for me. So I thought just saying yes to this would be the best, way to get my feet wet.
So it's kind of like when I started my YouTube channel pre-doing, master filmmaker and going into that, where I was like, I gotta get on camera, I gotta get used because I know I'm gonna be making content for stuff.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
And plus, I didn't want to do it by myself. I can't do it by myself, but doing it with you is like way easy. Like I thought it would be like the easiest way to get my feet wet.
I don't think I could do this either by myself. Like I'd have to have, even if it wasn't you, I'd have to have somebody here to like go back and forth with.
I totally agree.
Because sitting here and like,
I feel like I'd definitely get lost in.
Yeah. Or I'd be like this on my computer, like every 5 seconds, like what am I supposed to say next? So I really like that you're here with me. And
well, I'm so glad that I get to be a part of it.
Gonna make me tear up.
Yeah, right.
She got me. But yeah, so the reason that I wanted to start making this podcast is because, as you know, I already make content for myself, for my business. I figured that this was another kind of pillar or content style that would help introduce me and what I do, and now you and what you do to just new
I think
people.
Personalized your brand.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Even though this isn't the Andrews Media podcast.
No, of course. But it's a different side of you that, people can see and learn about as you're sharing on your like personal and professional socials.
Right. Because my current content, like strategy, if you will, is it's very intentional, like sit down, shoot these particular topics.
Right.
It's not
and
like
you're answering questions to specific.
Yeah, it's not like a pullback or behind the curtain or like very relaxed like something like this is, even with all this stuff.
But I mean, I also think, like I tell people in my world, like people don't know you the way I do. And they're like, no way, he's not talkative or outgoing or whatever. And so I think having this kind of conversational style podcast together is a really good way.
It's like less pressure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Like
for me and for you.
Right. Because I know that this was years ago when you wanted to do the YouTube thing too, because you saw me doing whatever.
I was really hoping you were going to bring this up.
And that...
no, it was the worst.
It's not even that it was like...
It was a one-sided thing, just like you just said. I could talk about important things and things that I find interesting, but only for so long. I mean, clearly I could talk forever, but not with purpose, Sure. And so I feel like being able to do this together, we can share a conversation and have a purpose at the same time.
No, I totally, agree with that.
But I will say the planning behind it is like the most daunting part of the
for
task.
this?
No, not this.
Oh, like other kind of content.
Just like that's one thing that's kept me kind of away or fearful, I guess you could say, of like video content itself. Especially because of how you plan. You're just like very meticulous.
Would you say I'm meticulous?
Not so much in this part, but yes.
Because how I planned this
was
is
way
exactly
good.
how I planned
No.
my other stuff.
I disagree. Your other stuff is like spreadsheet, research, very professional like. This, we just sat in bed with our laptops and I typed in pink, you typed in
We were
black.
sitting in bed when we
Ooh.
planned this whole entire thing.
It's about the only time we get to talk.
That's true. We do
Which
have,
is exactly
we do have
why,
a busy life.
Which is exactly why I wanted to be a part of this podcast.
And I appreciate that you said yes to doing this.
Yeah.
So like I mentioned in one of the past episodes that, ideally we're going to have people joining us
Right.
here. For me, I'm going to kind of have like a crazy like smorgasbord of people.
Yeah.
Like obviously I want to bring in, as I mentioned, Advantures Media, we're targeting insurance agents and trying to work with more insurance agencies. So I want to have insurance agents and agency owners here and be able to kind of give them their shine and stuff like that. But you in what you do.
Actually, I have a different answer than what we originally talked about.
Whoa.
Now that, I just was
So who do you want to bring on the show?
That's what I was going to say. So at first I was like, well, I don't know who I'd want to bring on the show because I definitely don't, I'm not necessarily saying I don't want to bring friends, but I also don't have a lot of friends to bring to the table. But I'm thinking about the podcast that I have followed, a female podcast that I've followed called Empower Her, and thinking about how hers is kind of structured and the types of people she brings on. I think that's what the way I want to bring guests onto this podcast is just maybe female business owners, moms in general.
Yeah.
I definitely want to bring in different perspectives, like a stay-at-home mom, the MLM mom,
A full-time job
mom,
Yeah.
real estate mom. Like I think moms get a bad rap, but we like kind of carry the whole team and we do a really great job of it. And I think that needs to be shared. So I think that'll be my tidbit, I guess, and giving them their chance to shine too.
Yeah.
Because we all want a little recognition. So that'll be their recognition.
It's kind of like that. What helps, I don't say when it helps me, whatever. But like you said, a lot of people get, kind of enamored with the lights and the cameras and all of that, right? I think it's kind of like, it's like a gateway drug to like getting started.
Get your
and it's
feet
like,
wet.
hey, that wasn't that bad.
Right,
Because,
then I can do it.
Yeah, because even a lot like this kind of content is the kind of content also that I offer at Advantures Media. So it's business development content.
Yeah.
If I have a client that wants to talk about the business that they're in and how it's developing and, talk turkey with other people in their business. And that's what I want people to do.
Yeah, and I think it's a good way to also get referrals out there too.
Of
I mean,
course.
if you think about it, like if we're bringing on this person or that person,
Of
then
course.
they get their, however many minutes of fame. I mean, just yesterday I was listening to a podcast. Well, actually it was a growth day and then it led me to a podcast. And then I ended up buying a book and I got 6 bonus episodes of this other content. And I was like, wow, this is
How much was the book?
like $14.
All right. So if the 47 is the next and then the 97.
But what I'm saying is I had no intentions that morning of like buying a book, right?
Right.
But then I was like, okay, well, this sounds really awesome. This is definitely
Right.
And I think that's what I hope this podcast can be for other people too. I hope that whatever we're talking about is relevant to them and that can lead them to the same kind of journey that we're on of self-development and growth together as a husband and wife.
I think you said it perfectly.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's exactly what I want to get out of doing.
I mean, because we're like,
I mean, it's like growing a community too. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, like, and I don't want to say that in like the, like join my community so I can sell
I
you
agree.
stuff.
I agree.
thing.
I
Like,
want a real, genuine community to be following us because we're genuinely, like, this is a
we're just
genuine process for
people.
us. Yeah. And we love doing
We're
life
gonna have
together.
Sean and Davi on here for sure.
Oh yeah,
Like they have
Yeah,
to come
definitely.
for sure. Yeah, I'll talk to him next week.
And I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
But I think we just love doing life together. And I think a lot of people always ask, like, how do you guys do it? And I never really realized that it's actually important to share how we do it because our marriage is extremely important. Our businesses are extremely important. And just our life in general is different, I feel like, than the average, And we can share that.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, maybe than the average, but with those people that maybe are living in that average
Yes.
life, right?
Right. We want to talk to those kind of people.
Well, we want to talk to them also too, because we want to let them know that if you hate your 9 to 5,
there's so much more for you.
like there's so much more. And because I used to be that like, you know how my mom is. Like I come from stability.
Yes.
Like I didn't even have a credit card.
I think your
until
mom has had her job for like 45 years or something.
No, she has been
Like,
working
really?
for the same. Well, it's went through a different owner, but she started working at the orthodontist that
Right.
she works for when she was 16.
And the idea of you spending more than $47 ever on anything was so scary for you.
Yeah.
But like, look here, like, you know?
Yeah. Now I'm just like, charge it, put it on, let's go.
And I'm like ready to leave the 9 to 5 too. Like, and
Yeah.
we believe in each other.
Right.
And I think that's a really big, important piece
Yeah.
and component of everything is just trusting each other through any of it.
For sure.
And hopefully we can share that with y'all.
Yeah.
So
Would
No
you
way.
would you
No
believe
way.
would you believe that if I told you we were done with this episode already, would you believe me?
I mean, no, but yes.
No, but yes.
And now I'm excited. I'm
I
excited
know.
for
We're
the next
excited
one.
to come back
Yeah.
in a month
I hope
and do this
everybody
again.
I hope everybody else is just as excited though. You know, we only just touched on a few things, but yeah.
This is
it.
This is where we're at. This is where we're going.
This is the
and
5 squad.
It's going to be crazy. Yeah, we're going to bring our kids in here.
Whew.
Maybe one time. I might have to talk to Jesus, our producer, and see if that's okay, if it's kid friendly. I know there's a lot of expensive stuff in this
But they're
room,
used to
but
that.
They
You
are.
have a lot of
Yes,
expensive stuff.
I have a corner of the house that is all
A
mine.
corner. It's like the
Yeah.
whole front room.
Hey,
But that's fine.
What are you going to do about it?
I'm proud of you for investing in yourself
Well, thank you so much.
and investing in this.
I appreciate you. Well, that's going to wrap it up for episode 5 of the 5 Squad.
And
Babe.
next month we're going to talk about work-life balance.
Work-life balance,
Work-life balance
is our
Yep.
overarching.
That's like our overall topic.
Okay,
How do we do it?
and then our
What do we
next 5
juggle?
episodes after that are going to be work-life balance and how
Yeah.
do we juggle the different stuff.
Totally.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad that you have it all planned out because I don't have it planned out yet, but I'm glad that you're on top of it. So
Totally.
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you so much for doing this with me.
All right. We'll see you guys next week.